All right, so you said you want me to kind of do a little video. I'm not going to go into full stupid stuff, but basically when you get this helicopter back from me, your first thing you're going to need to do is recalibrate the compass, which will also do the GPS antenna. So basically just go to your laptop, computer, or whatever you're using. I forgot to open the software. So just go download the app, this app off of Flywings website, and then get your old cable. And you're gonna plug it in. This will make her little dinging deal. I think you were COM 9, I believe. Connect. It's going to take a minute because this laptop's slow. I'll show you which tab to go to. Shouldn't have to do any adjustments in here. Once it's up and running, make sure your radio's running so when you stir your sticks, you see all this stuff move. Now you won't see the collective move until you actually arm the motors. Once you arm the motors, you'll see your collective go up and down. When it's disarmed, you won't see it, but if you also notice right here, when you arm the motors, you'll see that go full orange and then away. And then your GPS
mode, 3D mode,
all those
GPS
move.
return to home,
And then your flights.
circle mode, figure 8 mode,
Okay.
normal flight mode.
You will not use the auto invert because you're not going to fly this thing inverted. Throttle control, I might bump this up a little bit. If I can get it to drag. There we go. Or I just come over here and we'll put you about 70%. Tail, leave at 49. None of these other tabs. Main rotor, do not mess with. Parameters, leave it on scale. You can kind of tweak these here. John Salt, YouTube him. He does an excellent video, tells you about all these better than I can. But if you want to just adjust him, then after you watch his video, that's fine. Sensors. This is, gosh dang it. That's where you're going to go to recalibrate. Once you get it home, make sure the learning mode box is checked, and then you're going to click magnetometer calibration. There's a little dance involved with it. Also, John Salt goes over the video on how to do the chicken dance. I suggest you buy a 10-foot long USB-A to USB-C. Do not use the short 6-footer that comes with it. Prefer to do this with a laptop. It makes it so much easier to do the calibration. That's what I use, is a 10-foot cable. But once you get all that calibrated, you'll have a little pop-up come on the screen. It'll say calibrated. It'll just say restart. H1, unplug your batteries, unplug the USB cable, then plug it all back in, and then you should be golden. Other than that, that's the software. It's fairly cut, dry, simple. But John Salt on YouTube does an excellent video on the walkthrough for this flight controller. It's a fairly older video, but all the settings are still the same. As far as your radio goes, sitting on the floor of my office. So switch A,
Nav lights
that's
on.
your nav lights. And then your switch C is going to be like the figure 8 and circle mode.
Circle mode, figure 8 mode, circle mode, normal flight mode.
Normal flight mode means you can fly normal. And then switch F is your return to home, GPS mode, and 3D mode.
GPS mode, 3D mode,
But you'll never use 3D mode, obviously.
GPS mode, return to home.
That you just flip it if you don't know where the hell you're at or your orientation. You just flip it to that, and it's going to stop what it's doing. It's going to go up in the air, turn, come back home. Once you see it again, you can actually flip it
GPS
back
mode.
to GPS mode, and it should give you back control of the helicopter. If not, just let it land.
Return to home.
And then Switch H is your arm and disarm.
Arm.
Arm is away from you. You got an oh shit moment, and the only thing you can think of is kill that motor.
Disarm.
Pull it to you. You don't want to have to try to squeeze your finger between here to disarm it, so it's always disarm. Now I know a lot of people, they always assign it to one of these switches here. If you prefer that, it's not that hard to move it. I'm sure you know how to do that, but I always have mine here because the way I hold my controller, and if I'm in an oh shit moment, I can just hit that switch really easy. Other than that, when you do the calibration, remove your blades, okay? Remove them, because this damn cord will get in your way as you're spinning doing the chicken dance. Other than that, man, it's pretty well cut and dry, simple. You shouldn't have to reset any of your swash plates, you know, adjustments or anything else. I pretty much have all that done. I already got your pitch set. If you want to go more on the positive pitch, you can. If you have a pitch gauge, you can adjust it, and you can do it in the software. Like I said, when you watch John Salt's video, he really goes over it more so, and you can learn from that video quite a bit. I did. But other than that, like I said, these screws and even your rudder, I Loctite those screws there so they won't come out. Other than that, man, I want to see some videos once you get this bad boy up in the air and flying. Just build you a mock-up, if you will, and then do your CGs. Pick it up by these two blades here. Obviously right now it's going to be tail heavy as hell, but once you do it and you have your batteries in there, grab those two main blades. I'm sure you know how to do this. You've probably done it before. Make sure your CGs are good before you go out and test fly this thing for sure. Other than that, these nav lights here I bought from Motion RC. They're bright as shit, but I think yours already has lights in it. So all you're gonna have to do is, if it has a servo lead like that, just color coordinate the wires. That's it. Plug it in. You're done. Now, by the way, this is plugged into channel 6 because the flight controller does not see channel 6, so I can put it in there. I could probably put it on. You can't do channel 8 because this uses channel 8. You could do channel 9 if you need to, because channel 9 is for this thing to go inverted, which obviously you're not going to fly it inverted. So if you want to add anything else in there, go to channel 9 on the, no, I'm sorry. This is only an 8-channel receiver. Yeah, so you won't be able to use it, come to think of it, unless you do another redundancy receiver into this. Pain in the ass to do it. I had to do it with this. So both of this one and this one, I had to bind at the same time, but the satellite is what's controlling it. This receiver is getting a power off of one of these servo wires here via a Y adapter that I had laying around. So that's how this guy is getting its power. It's from a Y adapter, which actually, no, I put it up here. It's underneath here. I forgot which power I robbed this from, but other than that, you should be fine. I set your DEC to believe 6 volts, so that should be more than enough to power everything. Other than that, man, I hope you enjoy it. Like I said, if you want to send me the other one, I don't care. I love doing this crap. I just wish I had a bigger workspace, but all I got is my office with my 3D printers, a plane that I haven't built yet. So until I get my garage cleaned out, and there's my setup for my Blackhawk. But yeah, if you got any questions, man, feel free to text me, call me. I don't care. I will be sanitizing your radio. Not saying I'm sick or anything. Some people are just self-conscious of it. I will be wiping it down with the alcohol that I have that I use on anything when I stick to a helicopter. I clean it down with alcohol, but I will clean your radio off and everything else. Other than that, Paul, man, I hope you enjoy it, and glad I can set it up for you. And like I said, post this up on H1 forum once you get it flying, man. Have fun.